Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC in Christ Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications. That's in North Alabama. If you want to see us worldwide, you can find us on Abundance TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And I didn't tell LaRue about this, but actually, folks in Australia are watching us right now, too. There's a big Christian network and it's on satellite dish. And what they do is hi, mate. You got to say hi, mate.
Now Michelle.
There you go. I've got one of my best friends with me right now. This is LaRue Hardinger. And LaRue is with the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation. And LaRue, it's always so good to talk to you, girlfriend. How you doing?
Love it. I love it. First time we've done Zoom.
Yeah, this is different. You remember when the pandemic hit? And LaRue and I have been friends like how many years now? It's been like forever. And so I think I asked you because somebody said, don't you need to start doing Zoom? And I thought, well, LaRue's gonna know what Zoom is. So I said, what's a Zoom?
I knew what it was, but I kind of didn't want to go there, but I'm having to go there. So
well, I'm loving it now. Now I didn't like it first. I'm one of those from the old school. I was kicking and screaming and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to do this, but now I love it. Absolutely love it. And this way, LaRue and I, like if we've got really because she stays super busy and I do too. If we've got really tight schedules, we can still meet with each other.
We can talk more often. Well, if you'll let me.
I'm going to let you because I want you to talk about this. This is the 75th Toys for Tots 1947 now anniversary. So let's talk about that. 75 years?
Yes. The Marine Toys for Tots Foundation turns 75 years this year. And it started out with one Marine in California back in the day. And we're talking post World War II era. And his wife made some homemade dolls, and she said, I want you to go and give these out in the neighborhood, and some other toys she made. So he did, and it went over so well. There was such a big need for it that he said, you're going to have to make some more. And it just grew from there. And he was responsible for getting the whole thing started. And any of our brochures that we hand out at our live setups tell that story. It's just amazing, though, how it grew from one tiny neighborhood, to over 800 campaigns this year.
And I'll tell you what, LaRue, that really does. It really means a lot, not only from the aspect of for the kids, but anything you do in life, it just starts with one person in one neighborhood and it spreads.
Is that not amazing? Is that not amazing? You can trace every successful nonprofit or business for that matter, but especially something that's going to help your neighborhood, that helps people. And it grows and grows if you maintain credibility, believability, people have trust in you, and you have goodwill with your community. And they see that, hey, your words match your actions, and ours does, and no one is paid. If you look it up, we are the #1 charity in the Christmas charity in the United States as far as the ratio of money spent on toys versus supplies. Say paper for our printer or something like that, where necessities, but we have to keep it within that 3%, 97 to 3, and you won't find a lower percentage overhead with any other Christmas charity. And like I said, anyone you see working Toys for Tots campaign, no matter where it is, they're not getting paid. Our payment is waking up Christmas morning knowing all those children have toys, and it's very rewarding. And apparently our guys like it and this community likes it because it's our 10th year here in DeKalb County. So The Marine Corps League, the Northeast Alabama Marine Corps League Detachment 1404. We do apply each year to be reaccepted in the program based on our past performance. And so far, they've reaccepted us each year. So we must be doing something right.
Well,
So
I know you are, and you guys you've received several awards. And you guys do represent, Fort Payne, Alabama, really well. And this is just one of the things I love this picture right here of you guys. So who are all these folks? Like I already know who they are, but you tell everybody else who they are.
these are some of our regulars that work our fundraisers. This one is set up in Walmart, and it's a new photograph. That's, of course, me at the front there. My co-coordinator, Landon Fant, is, okay, if you're looking at the picture left to right, it's Landon, and then standing is his son, who turned 17, and he's worked with us since he was junior high, Austin. That's me seated there, and I was in the middle of writing down everybody's shirt sizes at the moment. And Landon's wife said, "Hey, everybody, look up!" Got our photo, but every year I try to get them a new shirt because, I mean, if you're going to work multiple days for 3 months, you need more than one shirt, right? So
yeah.
the next fellow sitting there is, I believe, Mike Key. Can you see that photo closer than I can? Does that look like Mike?
That's Mike.
Mike is the mayor of Valley Head, and he's also a Marine, and he's also one of our most faithful fundraisers. And then the last person to the right is Jim Neighbors, I believe. And yes, we have our own Marine, Jim Neighbors. He hates it.
No, I learned not to joke with him about that a long time ago.
No, he signs his name James Neighbors, but no, if you joke with him about it, he doesn't like that. But he's faithful. He's always there. These guys. He's always our doorman at our distribution. He loves being in his dress uniform, standing at the front door, allowing one or two families in at a time. So because we want a social distance. And he's our greeter.
Now, this is really neat because you guys do this. You have a long-standing relationship with Walmart in Fort Payne, and in other areas too, but especially in Fort Payne. This has been going on a long time, and I've seen a lot of people. I've been various times, and sometimes people walk in with a bicycle, or they walk out of Walmart with a bicycle and hand it to you guys.
This is true, and what automatically jumps out to me is the memory of 1 December. They double scheduled us so that the bell ringers with Salvation Army were right beside of us. So what do you do? I mean, who do I give to? But anyway, he was such a wonderful fellow, and he was very friendly, and he got along great with our guys, and we got along great with him. I can't recall his name, but if you're watching this, thank you. He went in and bought us a bicycle, brought it out.
Oh, nice.
I know. And I'm sure our guys all donated to Salvation Army. So we all serve a purpose. They provide other things than toys. And at Christmas, you need food and clothing and other type things donated. So, we are primarily toys. So when you donate, give new toys. They must be new. They can't look like a real weapon. And also, we can't give out edibles. So if you see Bobby Ledbetter's trailer that represents us in the parade, and they're tossing out candy, that's Bobby.
Yeah, that's Bobby.
That's Bobby.
Now, he has actually had a vehicle with your logo and everything wrapped all over this vehicle.
He did it on his own. Last year, he phoned me, and Bobby, he's always turn up. It's either 0 or 10. There's no two. There's no in between.
True.
Radio silence, or there's, "Hey, Miss LaRue," and he's always so cheerful. And he says, "What can I do for you today? What do you need?" And he's always asking that question. So I know you've heard it yourself.
Absolutely. He always wants to help. And he loves the area. He loves our neighborhood. And
He does.
It's really huge in feeding people as well. We've
This
had
year he
several
called me right off and said, "We're going to do everything we did for you last year and more." So he will be with us, set up at the Halloween block party sponsored by the chamber and Bobby Ledbetter. And normally they had it in downtown Fort Payne, but we outgrew it. So they moved it to the fairgrounds. So that's going to be on Halloween Day, 31st. And last year, he pulled that trailer in there. We set up our canopy beside of it. He lined up with his folks, table after table, and laid out candy on that. And they gave out the candy. And we did not give out candy, of course, but we gave out foundation issued Toys for Tots coloring books. It had the train on the front with crayons. So we could give that out, though we could not, as Marine Toys for Tots, give out candy. But another thing we noticed, that a lot of the kids that were trick-or-treating were older kids. So this year I decided to come up with an idea for something for like a teenager, or an adult. Some adults trick-or-treat. And the foundation, they're wonderful for providing us free items that we can give to the public when they donate, or for purposes like this. This year we have a new item. It's a plastic drinking cup, the kind you like to have on hand, a stack of them in to grab. And when grandkids or kids come over, little kids, and they're white and they have the red train on it, Toys for Tots train. So it's going to be a red,
kind of like this.
Good. Yes, it's going to be white on red. Thank you. That comes in handy, doesn't it? So they sent me a case of 500 of those, free of charge to our campaign. This is the top thing the foundation helps the local campaigns with. Support items like the posters and the toy drop boxes, and the banners that you see, and the magnets on the side of the vehicles, and all of this stuff, the bracelets we give away, pens and pencils. This all comes to us from the foundation to support our campaign. So if you're wondering if we buy those, we don't. They take good care of their campaigns. So we will have some goodies to give out to everyone in there. Excuse me, I've got allergies. But I just wanted folks to know that we appreciate every little bit. We don't actually set up there at the Halloween party for money, but we just, as an afterthought, sat an acrylic coin box there, lock box. But it wasn't out front. It was back behind us, really, on the table. And we had people walking around us to put money in it last year, some adults. So that was encouraging too. So y'all show up on the 31st. I mean, they were walking the whole circuit that they walked for the fair, simply because it was such a big event. There were that many people set up, giving out not toys, but money. Not money. My cat is. He heard me talking. He's got to get.
Oh, that's mine. He's going to be jumping up here just any second.
No, I pushed him off the couch. He was distracting me. No, I sing Greenlee, but Ninja, he's a big black panther looking, but he's curious. But anyways, you cat people understand out there. He distracted me. I thought, oh no, he's going to get in the camera. But anyway, everybody's giving out candy or goodies of some kind, and they take up the whole circuit of the fairway. So y'all be sure and come if you live in DeKalb County or in the area for that matter. There'll be a great event, and Bobby is the one who is responsible for having it moved from downtown Fort Payne to the fairgrounds, and there's plenty of space there, but you'll be able to see us a bit. You can't miss us because of that trailer of his that he has parked there, and that was his idea, by the way, to have a trailer wrapped. And all I asked for, I said, is there any way that you could loan us a pickup truck to use to transport toys in, pick up toys in from toy boxes around the county? And that maybe, you could put a little decal on the side of it with our, train or something real simple. And he came back with that picture, and I almost fell out of my chair.
It's like huge.
He's providing not only that, but a huge pickup truck to pull it, and the trailer. And if it's raining, we can transport toys without them getting wet. So, and it's like a traveling billboard. It's beautiful. All he asked for, he said, send to this sign company these images. And I did. And they're all copyrighted, by the foundation, the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, the Santa poster, and the train, and that kind of thing. And actually the words Toys for Tots is copyrighted. So any one of you out there that wants to get in on hosting a box, accepting toys on our behalf, business or club or your church or whoever, and you want a box, it's okay if you want to wrap it, but actually they're pretty nice like they are with the train on it, but you do need to go through us and get one of ours, and at least let us know what you're doing. Because this has only happened maybe twice in 10 years, but I've walked in a store and there would be a wrapped box that said Toys for Tots on it, and I had to tactfully and privately, well, first I have to take a picture of it. This is all in the SOP. Yes, it's like I'm in the Marines. We have to follow their rules, and they're very strict, which is a good thing. But let them know, look, whatever toys you're using, this name has to go through the local campaign. If you want to do your own thing, that's fine. We're not trying to step on anybody's toes, but you do need to use a different name, like Christmas for Kids or something like that. Or why don't you come on board with us and donate to us? And it's going to kids in the DeKalb County that are in need, that have been vetted by the local Department of Human Resources, which this is a good segue into what I need to say. If you are a parent that needs help with your children's Christmas this year with us, and we are the official Marine Toys for Tots that's nationwide, you will get nice toys for your children, but you must apply at the local Department of Human Resources this month. 31st is the last day to apply.
And don't wait till the last minute. Do it now, because here's the way I am, LaRue. If when I have to do something, I better do it like right then, or life's going to get in the way and I'm going to forget. So now is the time to do it.
I get a lot of families calling me the week after discovering they forgot. And that's kind of heartbreaking to say, I'm sorry, unless there's an extenuating circumstance that you can verify, document that kept you from coming. For instance, you were in the hospital with COVID, or, something like serious like that, had surgery, whatever. You had to be out of state for a funeral. Who knows? It could be 1,000 things, but at least keep in touch. And don't pitch a fit, get mad just because you missed out on the date. And if there's a good reason, and we're reasonable people, we'll accept it. But if you just say, I'm sorry, I forgot. Well, what I will usually say is, instead of, no, we can't help you, I usually refer them to another charity in the county that maybe, I know of several churches and North Sand Mountain Parish, and I can't name them all, but I know them all. I have a list of them, and usually they can get help through them. So I try to give them an alternative. So.
Now, what can other people? I know that you guys have just been surrounded by people who are helping you from the communities, all over DeKalb County. What are some things that companies can do? Can they have little fundraisers on their own?
There are several going on right now. Employee groups within the company, they set up a toy box, maybe put up posters, banners, whatever they need to do, but it's in-house. And they kind of maybe make up their own thing, like, who grows the longest beard gets this, but but
that's a good one.
I don't know how that works. I know the sheriff's office did it one year, and I know this year Fort Payne Water Department's doing it. I don't know what the poor women are doing, but anyway, how do you take part in that? But anyway,
you can get your husband or your boyfriend to do it.
Yeah, there you go. But the long story short is, last year they started it, and what they did was, they on their own, under the directorship of the then executive director Paul Nail, who's such a great supporter, and thank you, Paul, for what you got started. He challenged each employee, and they gave $100 a piece, which was 30 of them. And then he, being on the board, challenged the board to match it, and they did. So that was the largest in-house employee fundraiser that we've ever accepted or had offered, and it was $6,000. Excuse me, that was year before last. Last year, 21, the year of 21, we had a new fellow that took his place. Paul retired, and he is doing the same thing. He's carrying on the tradition, and we got a check last year from them for between $5,000 and $6,000. And they let me know when we delivered their plaque this year, thanking them for that they were in the process of already doing it this year. So I know that's going on, and there are other companies that are doing their own, in-house thing. The only thing we ask is that you let us know what you're doing, and so that we just want to be sure nothing's being done that the SOP prohibits. So, and also, if you need any support from us, if you need any supplies, that I've named before, we can provide them. We can be present if you have a big event like a Christmas party and everybody brings the toys to the Christmas party, that kind of thing. I just tell them we're as involved as you want us to be, as little or as much as you need us to be. But I'm here for support if you have any questions. And yes, there's several going on right now. I know here's one that comes to mind. I know with you being a gospel station, you're familiar with the Sharps.
Andy and all that, yeah.
Andy, I believe, now I may have this wrong. And Andy, I apologize if you don't want to be associated with your cousin, but I'm joking.
That could be true.
You never know. No, I'm kidding. Wanda's been great. Wanda Dobbs. She's one of our most faithful volunteers. and she is kin to Andy, and I believe they're cousin or brother and sister-in-law or something to that effect. Don't y'all get upset with me. I just know that they're close, and once they held a concert for us here at the DeKalb Theater and gave the proceeds to Toys for Tots. But what they, if I understand this correctly, it was brought up at our meeting Saturday. They have indicated to Wanda Dobbs, who is an associate member. Her husband was a Marine who passed away, and he was a member. And she has stuck with us ever since, and she's helped us bag toys. But she also helps with fundraisers when we set up at various stores out front. And she said in the meeting that they did want this year for their concerts, they were going to donate a certain percentage to Toys for Tots. And I just assumed it was, one concert. Mm-hmm. But she seems to believe it's more than that. It's just maybe their tour. I'm not positive on, but I do know they came up with this idea on their own. Mm-hmm. So don't wait on us to throw out ideas or say, please. We're just saying, yeah, anything you want to do to help us, we're open to talk to you about it, and we're going to be behind you 100% after you let us know what you want to do. It's just amazing that there are many groups, and I can't name them all. I don't want to leave anyone out. That one just came to mind because it just popped up, and it was new, and it was very impressive that they wanted to do this. They haven't forgotten us. That first concert was 2 or 3 years ago, and they're still remembering us. Mm-hmm. So there's all kinds. Use your imagination. Think outside the toy box.
The toy box. That's a good one. That's a good. LaRue, less than 2 minutes left in this segment. Now, you guys going to be at other areas as well collecting toys?
Our next setup will be on 21, 22 October, Friday, Saturday at Walmart. Mm-hmm. Please bring a new toy or a monetary donation. It all stays within the county to help these children locally that are being approved. And right now, as we speak, there are children, and there are people right now not children, but their parents at the DHR applying. Don't put it off, because you are numbered as you come in. That is your family number. And we do bag toys first come, first serve. We do try to keep up with if a family asks for something first and it is donated later. We do, each lady that bags keeps her own list, and she will put that family's number down and say, okay, they requested this and this, and we didn't have it. So if it gets donated later into the year, they actually go back, find those bags, and put the toys in the bags. Or if it's a bike, something larger, and they were number 1, and we didn't have that 24-inch bike, which, by the way, guys, we need, number 1 thing is large bikes, because we have a lot of up through 20-inch, but anything above 24 and 20, which would be what, 22, 24, 26-inch bikes, we really need those.
LaRue, time is flying by. You've got about 24 seconds left.
Okay, I would like, the things I wanted to impress is go apply for help. All you got to do is prove I am who I say I am. Show your ID. These are my children, birth certificate, whatever. I live in this county, utility bill, current, name and address, and just a statement of need.
Absolutely. LaRue, thank you again so much for being on the show today. It's always great to see you, girl.
I love you.
Love you too. Y'all take care. I'll be with you in just a few minutes with another awesome guest like LaRue. We'll be right back.